Hello, good morning, and welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. We have Justin Brooks Rare J&B. So Rare J&B in its unique bottle shape, tapered bottle with a nice neck and the metal cap. Introduced around 1934. Could have been 33, 34, but definitely at that time. It says by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen. This says a royal warrant. Most whiskeys don't. Okay, it says aged for a minimum of 3 years, according to the Scotch whiskey regulation of the United Kingdom. Well, that's sort of an age statement, isn't it? Do you think it's aged much longer? They're putting that on there. Just Brooks distilled, blended, and bottled in Scotland, established 1749. I said no age statement, but it's kind of like Johnny Walker Red Label, also from Diageo. They'll say age a minimum of 3 years. I might update that in the notes. I don't think too many people pay attention to that, but I like the notes to be correct. To me, that's an age statement. Age a minimum of 3 years. It says established 1749. Now you notice carefully on the label, it does not say this whiskey was established in 1749. It says Just Brooks was established in 1749, distilled, blended, and bottled in Scotland. So the company J&B was established nearly 275 years ago. But this brand of whiskey only from 1934, because they wanted to make their own whiskey brand. This company mainly does wine procuring. If you look at the Just Brooks website, not the J&B Scotch website that I've put a link to, it says and it goes into the whole history on it. It says it brings together 42 single malt and grain whiskeys and carefully blends them to create a subtle, smooth, and complex flavor. It's this delicate balance that gives J&B Rare's distinctive character. If we took even one whiskey away, you would taste a difference. Well, I probably wouldn't taste a difference. They might. Their master blender might. I don't think well, maybe a lot of people would. I'm sure I wouldn't be able to. But it's a blend of exactly 42 whiskeys, just like Crown Royal Deluxe, Fine Deluxe in Canada. Also Diageo. It's 50 whiskeys, exactly 50 whiskeys. At the heart of J&B Rare are the malt whiskeys from Speyside, a region recognized as the superior area in Scotland for making single malt whiskey. Who recognizes that? They provide the fruity, fresh quality you can taste and also give J&B its light color. Added to that are some of the finest grain whiskey Scotland has to offer. I like getting some of those American blended whiskeys like a Crown, like a Seagram 7 Crown. It'll say some of the finest grain spirits. I'm like, okay. They help reveal the individual flavors of the various malts, unveiling the smooth character of J&B Rare. Notice it doesn't say that the grain whiskeys provide any flavor. They help unveil the flavor of the malts. Great in a cocktail. There's your key word in this write-up. Great in a cocktail. But if I brought up the J&B website, you would see mostly wine on there, all kind of wine brands that your company could order. Not you. I mean, you could. I don't mean you want to order a train load. But Just okay, John Barr does not tell you how many whiskeys are blended in. It's probably a lot, but they don't give you an age statement. It's probably not a lot. Some people say it was created to compete against Johnny Walker Black Label. Seems plausible. Has it just gone above and beyond the other blended Scotch whiskeys I'll put it up against? No, it lost to some, and it beat others, and it's kind of even with most. $23 a bottle. Is it worth buying? Yes. I'm glad I paid $15.65. I got it for a lot cheaper price, and I'm very happy. It was on a closeout. Why was it on a closeout? Because the store managers told me. The store manager said I never sold a single bottle. I had a 6-pack case, never sold a single bottle. So I figured I'd get rid of it, sell it for cost. I said, okay, my benefit. Wasn't his loss. Well, it was a loss because he's wasting shelf space for a dead item. Gold, that certainly wasn't my loss. Gold, standard gold. Got a lot left. Got 2 more taste challenges in this round. You know, this tournament. I've got Grants. It'll kill Grants. Grants is, and it's going to lose, I think, to Clan McGregor. The lowly Clan McGregor, yeah. So this is age 3 years, J&B. A minimum of 3 years. What's the maximum? You say 3 years and a day? All right. I got a great deal on this. I got it for $18.99. But if you check the prices like on Total Wine and More, it's $23 everywhere. J&B, beautiful label. You see this everywhere. You go into any liquor store pretty much and go to any bar room. You know they're going to have this on the shelf. You know they're going to have it on the shelf. All right. This is taking up Friday's slot. I'm going to put a check mark by that. Not that I was going to do anything Friday anyway, except watch Tulane football. You feeling bad? Well, I got something that'll make you feel way worse. Watch Tulane tomorrow at 5 Central on ESPN and pull for Tulane. You'll feel much worse than you felt before. I shouldn't say that, even though it's probably true. Okay. They're playing one of the banes of their existence, Southern Methodist University. Not usually that good of a team, but good enough to beat Tulane. All right. Anyway, and I'll probably glance over some baseball games if there are any on. There probably will be the Dodgers and the Braves. But that's the feature game tomorrow night on ESPN, Liberal Network. Used to be a sports network, but they are going to have Southern Methodist University at Tulane. You say, why aren't you going? Out of an abundance of caution, and I might add idiocy, they're not going to allow any fans in the stands. And you thought, all right, anyway, I'm not going to say a word. Look how pale that is. That's just like the Cuddy Sark from Le Matin case. That is so pale straw. That is a beautiful looking Scotch. Is it colored? I don't think it's colored. It's a whiskey of color. You say, you can't say colored. It's a whiskey of color. Yeah. Is that a whiskey of color? It doesn't have any color added, I don't think, because it's so pale in those used bourbon barrels. Maybe it's used port barrels. Maybe it's used sherry barrels. Maybe it's used American corn whiskey barrels. I don't know. And then this is a little darker. Could it be its own color without caramel? Yeah, because this might be aged 6-7 years. I'm gonna have to close my eyes because if I glance, I'll know. Justin Rennie and Brooks distilled, blended in a bottle in Scotland, established 1749. Not the Scotch, the company. By appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, Wine Merchants. Says right down the bottom. Wine Merchants, Justin Rennie and Brooks Limited, St. James Street, London, England. It's a London, England company, but the Scotch comes from, obviously, Scotland under contract. Might be a contract with their own companies. Diageo owns so many distilleries these days. By appointment to their late majesties, King George III. Well, not this Scotch, but something from them. King George III, House of Hanover. Queen Victoria. Oh, King George IV of the House of Hanover. King William IV of the House of Hanover. Queen Victoria of the House of Hanover. King Edward VII of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. King George V of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. And then they adopted this assumed name, House of Windsor. An assumed name. It's really the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. King George, I like how they put this. And to His late Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, 1921 to 1936. They don't mention him, King Edward VIII. The last king of England got run out of office. Canada Dry Hands, good value for the money. It is. So they don't say King Edward VIII. They just say, oh, we ain't talking about him. King George VI of the House of Saxe-Coburg-Gotha, so-called Windsor, and Queen Elizabeth. And then there's the shield with the lion, the lion prancing along at the top. Like, what are you looking at? And then you can't see, it's too blurry. The unicorn, the harp for Ireland. Then there's some Scottish and Welsh and English. Okay, well, anyway. I've never been to United Kingdom of Great Britain in Northern Ireland. I've never been to Ireland, the Republic. My daughter's been to both. And to Belgium and the Netherlands, that lucky dog. All right. I've never been. I wanted to go this year. I was planning to go to Europe this year. I had money saved up, but look what happened. Now I might just forget about it, never go to Europe. Go to Alaska, go to Hawaii, go to United States Virgin Islands, or something like that. Maybe go to Newfoundland if they ever reopen Canada. All right. Oh, I smell some compost. Garden compost. Oh, I smell some just grains. Cereal grains with a little honey quality. Gotta be John Barr, gotta be John Barr, gotta be John Barr. See, this one smells like I got a lot more single malts. You say Speyside. Yeah, that's right. Speyside. Because it's very bready and doughy and mild. You say, what about the smoke? Well, forget the smoke. It ain't happening in this whiskey. What about the peat? Well, there's a little, like I said, the compost. Rotted organic matter in soil. Delicious. But it might have been down there rotting for 2,000 years. The last time that soil might have been touched was when there was a gathering of small furry animals gathered together in a cave grooving with a pick. Oh, it's very mild. It's so refined. It's so mild. It's so mild. It's so bread dough. It's so J&B. I know it's J&B. I'm going to look. It's not going to say, oh, yeah, if it says JB, it could be JB or JB. But the JB is for John Barr. I already got a tag for John Barr. JB is John Barr. But it ain't going to say JB. Ha, ha, ha. It's the other Scotch. It's Justarinian Brooks. I got it. I got it. I did it. I did it. I did it. All right. So did they smell similar? Not really. Do they smell alike? Not really. Which one smells better? Well, if you want to know the truth. I think the J&B beats it. Comparable price now. Remember, $4. I didn't even start drinking yet. 23 and 23. $23 a piece. Unless you get it on sale like me, $15.65 for the John Barr and $18.99 for the J&B. But that's not a normal price. So you're thinking 23. Okay. I can kind of pick up a little bit of smoke though, yeah, but it's so faint. It's not really worth mentioning. But there's more grain alcohol in the black label John Barr Reserve Blend. More grain alcohol. And later on, if anybody wants to see, I'll show you what I bought this morning at Walmart. So early. Oh, so very early, just after 7 a.m. But people probably say, I don't want to see that. Okay. It's famous, though. All right. Taste time. Then it'd be cutting the grass time. All right. Taste. Cheers to you all. Jacob Downey. Oh, hey, Jacob. My uncle went to Canada. He wanted to drink Canada Dry. See? It's a ginger ale joke. It's a very funny joke. It's hilarious. You can pick up cereal grains, unmalted cereal grain whiskeys here. As they say, grain spirits in the U.S. of A, United Socialist America. In the United Socialist America, United States of America, they say grain neutral spirits. Because they're neutral, they have no flavor, they have no aroma, no essential flavor and aroma. Look what they say on the J&B website. They don't taste like much. They bring out the flavor of the single malts. In America, what do they use to bring out the flavor? They use bourbon, straight bourbon. Now, you buy these real cheap American blendeds like T.W. Samuels and Kentucky Gold. Oh, it'll bring out flavor, but it won't be good. Because Heaven Hill admitted that in a video. They just, if they got bourbons that don't come out right, they say blend them off. Like Elijah Craig, they'll say, oh, that's not going to be an Elijah Craig bottle. Forget it. Blend it into Kentucky Gold. Blend it into Quality House. Blend it into Clubhouse. Blend it into this. Blend it into that. They got about 1,000 brands, and I'm not even exaggerating. They're not going to dump it. If you believe that, you believe anything. These companies that make bourbon, they're not dumping the bourbon. If it comes out bad, they're not dumping it. If Jack Daniels makes bourbon that comes out bad, believe me, believe you me, it ain't getting dumped. It's getting blended. And they might sell it off. They might have an auction. We got cast off Jack Daniels, and these companies will come up there and say, wow, let's buy it. And then they'll bid on it, get it cheap, send it down to Auburndale, Florida, blend into that, whatever that stuff's called, rocket fuel or whatever. No, it's got like a person on a rocket. Oh, and it's in a can. How you like that? American blended whiskey in a can. You say, can it get worse? I don't know. Maybe they'll have it in a plastic bag one day. Canada Dry Hand says, Great Kings Street Artist Blend is a damn fine scotch. I never had it, but I'd try it. Single malts, do they always come out right? You know they don't always come out right. What do? Waste it? Ha, ha, ha. Waste it. Why do you think they got $6.49 scotch on the shelf? Think it's getting wasted? It ain't getting wasted. You might get wasted. You know what I mean? Double entendre. This is smoky, but it isn't really smoky relative to the J&B. Compared to some other scotches like Highland Mist, oh, you say it's so smoky. It's like smoked pork. Compared to J&B, not really. Take another sip. I don't know why that's starting to taste like gold rum. That's scary. Not Gary. I didn't say that's Gary. I said that's scary. Gary asked me to write his theme song. How do you like it so far? Okay, this is the theme to Gary Shanley's show. Well, ouch. That is a pretty grain, meaning corn. Might mean wheat. Probably doesn't. Probably means corn. Could be rice. I would doubt it. Could be, depending on whose commodity's cheap. But it's probably corn, you know. It's bitey. It's rough. It's falling flat against the J&B. Now, you remember what I said. If you take whiskey, say John Barr, and you put it up against whiskey A, and then you go against whiskey B, and then C, and then D, and then E, and then F, it'll taste different every time. Don't know why. Can't explain it, but it does. Every time. You know what it's tasting like right now? Grain. Cereal grain, and not so smooth, but quite harsh. Hey, but I didn't make the product. I just bought it. Like my friend David says, if I bought it, I could say what I want about it. I said, that's true. Ugh, on my tongue, it's just like sandpaper. Craft Brewtastic says, I'm always leery anytime they go out of their way to use the term reserve or rare on a budget offering. Right. The U.S. government calls that puffery. It doesn't have any meaning. Puffery. You know, it's just like marketing terms. And people will go to court and they always lose, you know. Like Blue Moon, it's not a craft beer. It's not a craft beer. I'm going to court. It says craft beer on the bottle. It's made by a big company. The U.S. government said, well, that doesn't mean anything. Craft beer is not a legal term. It's a marketing term. It's puffery. It's like saying handmade vodka. You say it ain't handmade, it's made by machines. And then the company would say, yeah, but the people got to press the button with the machine on the machine. They have to press the button on the machine with their hands. Good morning, Ron, says John and Neely. Good morning to you. So that handmade vodka from Texas is handmade. They got to press the buttons. They got to turn a dial over here using their hands. How far you think that lawsuit went? Oh man, J&B is destroying this. I said it would. I said it a week ago. I said John Barr will be killed, obliterated, annihilated, killed-erated. Like my father will say, they got swashbuckled. He always say that. You saw what happened to Nebraska? They got swashbuckled by this other team. It's 63-10, whatever he'll say. I say swashbuckled. He means beat up, bad. Like Atlanta last night in the first inning against Los Angeles. Oh, what a beating. But this is worse. I was pleased with the J&B Rare. Lightly smoky, smooth, and delicate. It was a little pricey, though, from what I recall. I got a great deal because I got it for $18.99 at ABC Fine Wine and Liquor in St. Petersburg, Florida, on United States Highway 92 northbound, just north of downtown in the 4th Street. That is 4th Street, but the U.S. Highway. 4th Street Shrimp Company. And I told my father, let's stop there because I want to get that scotch. It's on sale. And it's like $5 cheaper than Louisiana. He said, I don't care. I said, you want to come in and look around? No. You're sitting in the truck. I said, well, let me hurry up. And he said, you don't have to rush. I don't know why you don't want to go in. But he doesn't drink, so it was like me watching a documentary about Broadway plays. Be the most boring thing I ever saw because I don't watch Broadway plays. I don't watch plays off Broadway. Atlanta will bounce back. We're still up in the series. I don't know. I got a funny feeling about that series. After what happened last night, I got a funny feeling. And it's bad when I get funny feelings. They tend to pan out. I'm not against Atlanta. I'm just telling you I got a funny feeling. Lightly smoky, malty, bready, white bread dough, smooth. Is there a bad bite? No way. Is there any off flavors or aromas? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What's the downside of J&B? There is no downside. Why do you think it's so famous? You say it's all marketing. It's all marketing. It's not all marketing. And anyway, secondly, when did you ever see advertisement on TV for this scotch? I never did. Ever since they started allowing advertisements on TV, I never saw a single advertisement for this. Oh, yeah, when I was 5 years old, I saw a magazine ad for it in Sports Illustrated. It is not heavily marketed. Might be some point of sale at a liquor store. You might go in a liquor store and see some cardboard signs hanging up this month only. Like they'll do that around here. This month, save $8 on 2 bottles of Diageo products, and they'll give you a list of what you can buy, stuff like that. But man, you don't hear about this on the radio or anything. But it is destroying John Barr right now. There's a citrus orange peel quality. Now, I don't know what they're talking about on the website. I'm not even going to read it because they'll list all kind of things I can't pick up. They'll talk about chocolate and all this. I don't know. Maybe there is white chocolate, but you know, you'll start to believe it, even though you didn't talk about it. Oh man. Is this one of the best Scotch whiskeys I own? Yes, sure is. What are the best ones I own? That's easy to say. Johnny Walker Red Label. You say, oh, no, not that. Oh, yeah, that. I said it on purpose. Johnny Walker Blue Label, obviously the best one I own. Buchanan's 12-year aged. J&B. Cuddy Sark. Cuddy Sark's not even that great, but it's nice. It is really nice. The two single malts I've tried so far that I bought, almost said Glenmorangie. The Glenmorangie and that's the Elgin Reserve, the standard one, and the Tomatin. Yeah, Tomatin. That's really nice. The Legacy. 100 Pipers is a very nice Scotch. John Annealy knows that. I bought him a bottle, and he was like, whoa, this is way better than $8.99. Have you ever put the John Barry up against King Robert II yet? John Barr. Yeah, that was the first one I did, John Barry. That was the first chase challenge I did with this. And it was kind of even there. It was kind of even. But like right now, it's getting smashed. Now, Grant's, I think it's going to be a flip, total opposite. In 2 days, you'll say, well, you said John Barr was getting killed by J&B. Now you're talking about how it's beating Grant's. Well, that wouldn't be too hard to do. And I've sampled Grant's again and again and again and again. And James P. Madonna kept telling me how good it was. I tried it and I was like, uh-oh, this stuff is nasty in a relative sense. So, but I didn't tell him that too much and harp on it because he'd probably get angry. But I said, another one he likes is Glen Silver. I don't know a thing about Glen Silver. I can't find it. I've never even seen it. I'm sure not going to go look for it. If I see it, I will buy it, for a decent price. But this John Barr is losing in a very devastating way right now. It's weird though, because it'll win. Let's see. I've done all these taste. I bet it won a third of them. I bet it won a third of the taste challenges. It lost a third. It won a third, and it was a draw a third of the time. All right. So it's one of those where sometimes it wins, sometimes it loses, sometimes it's a draw. You say it's like a 8-8 team in the NFL. 8-8. They win and then they lose. Exactly. They're mediocre. It's a mediocre blended Scotch whiskey. Would you rather have, but then you could think, my team is terrible. They're 8-8 every year. Yeah, but would you rather if they were 2-13? I'm sorry, 2-14? The New Orleans Saints have had so many bad seasons over their history that you'd be glad about 8-8. 8-8 seem like it's a winner. And then, of course, they've been so good the last 20 years. But I remember back years ago, if the Saints would go 8-8, it'd be like a festival, like a great party. And John Barr is sort of like that. It's like canned soup. It's, you ate it, you had some crackers, and you ate it. And you just didn't think about it because it was canned cream of mushroom soup and you had some cheesy crackers. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no fascination to it. Am I sorry that I bought it? No, I'm not sorry I bought it. I paid $15.65. If I had paid $23, I wouldn't have been sorry. So that's it. It's fine. I mean, it's fine, but it cannot stand up against J&B. No way. Impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. I bet if I got 100 people lined up at random, 90 out of every 100 people I randomly lined up would pick J&B. I'm that confident. I'm assuming that they like whiskey to some reasonable extent. So that's it. Now, I'm getting off of here unless anybody wants to see what I bought this morning, but then probably nobody wants to see that. So it's time to go get the grass going. So one day down the line in a year or so, you'll see what I bought. But I was pretty pleased with what I bought. I mean, it wasn't no $23. Believe me, it was much more than $23. But it is a classic. And people do talk about it every day, all day, during the week, during the weekend. So famous single malt Scotch whiskey that I bought. So that's that. All right. So Saturday morning we'll go up against Grant's, which will be a fiasco. So save 30 minutes. Don't watch it unless you just like wasting time. And then Sunday, oh, he says show us. Now see, I'm trapped. I got to go show you what I bought. Why do you do that to me? And then Sunday it's going to be Clan McGregor, which is going to be the secret weapon of this cheap whiskey world. Clan McGregor is going to embarrass John Barr live on the air. And guess what? That ain't my problem. I didn't make it. I love Clan McGregor. All right. Hold on. Be patient. Wait. You might have heard me say, oh, I was about to knock over my beer cans. But I'm going to go straighten them out. Then I got to get on that yard. But I got to cut those potatoes up and put them in that oven before I cut the. All right. So when I pivot back to Canadian whiskey in about, well, let's say 2 months, I'm going to do this one. Seagram's Canadian Hunter. You say, well, damn, you already did Canadian Hunter. No, I did Canadian Hunter. I did not do Seagram's Canadian Hunter. Imported. You know how old this bottle is? Seagram sold this to Sazerac in 1989. This bottle is so oxidized. Look at the gold on there. It's about to turn green. This is from at least 1989 and probably older. And I paid $8.99 and they had it on the shelf right next to new bottles. This was the bizarre thing. They had this on the shelf right next to new bottles, brand new bottles. And here this is, $8.99. It was like the same UPC code all these years. They never changed the code. So it would ring up. I said, oh, I never drank a Canadian whiskey that was over 30 years old. And then my friend David said, don't drink it. It's probably spoiled. I said, thanks, spoiled. Good morning, Jay, says Jack Cottrell. Oh, hey, Jack. Was it a different proof back before it was bought by Sazerac? No, it was 80 proof. It says age 3 years. The new bottles say age 3 years. But here's a difference. It says mellow Canadian sipping whiskey. The new ones don't say sipping whiskey. Here's a second clue. It's so light. It's so pale. It's straw. It has almost no color. It's almost yellow straw. So that means they're not adding color to it. Now, if you look at the new bottles, they're dark, much darker. I think it's going to taste a good deal different. I don't know that. I'm going to find that out. Okay. We'll see. I believe this is a bottle from either 1984, 85, 86, 87, 88, or 89. I got those choices because 89 Sazerac took it over. Now it's not called Seagram's anymore, just called Canadian Hunter or Hunter Rye if you find the 90 proof rye, which is hard to find. But here's what I wanted to show you. Okay, so let me put this J&B over here. About a month ago, wasn't even that long ago, I bought the Glenlivet Founders Reserve at Walmart, American Oak Selection. Well, I mean, I could have saved a couple of dollars by driving to Total Wine and More, but I'd have used that much gas and that much time to save a couple of dollars, so it would have made no sense. And plus, I was here. I wanted it. I didn't want to wait. I could have, though, but I mean, I just said, heck, I'll buy it. It's a half a mile from my house. This is the Glenlivet Founders Reserve. People said it was discontinued. No, it is not discontinued. It's still on their website. But it's not listed on their website as their introductory brand. That's the 12-year. It's listed as almost like a hidden brand. You got to almost, like if you go straight to, and it says our whiskeys, it doesn't show this. You have to go to this section where it says show everything, and then it'll show it. Weird, huh? But American Oak Selection, selective use of first fill American Oak casks. No age statement. The Glenlivet Founders Reserve. Hey, well, you know what? I'm going to try it. My friend David said, that's probably their cheapest one. I said, it is. I said, and that's what I told him. And I said, you ever had it? Oh, no, he had never had it. I said, well, let's judge it after we try it. How about that? He was actually open to that idea. Okay. Secondly, I went there today, 10 minutes after 7, and I bought the Glenlivet 12. He said, well, they got a new label, like a green aquamarine label. That's right. I wanted specifically to buy this at Walmart because they had 2 boxes left of the old label. About a month ago, they had 6 boxes. I said, if I wait, they ain't going to have any boxes. It's all going to be the new label. Now, did I need to get the old label? No. But I just wanted to. I could have saved $5.50 at Total Wine and More in Metairie, Louisiana. Now, that would have been worth the drive. But I wouldn't have had the old label. I just wanted the old label. This was from 2018. So you pull it out. It's got this crinkly gift wrap, like you know, at Christmas they wrap presents in this crinkly gift wrap paper. It's almost like freezer paper, right? Then there it is, Glenlivet 12. Now it was $48.98. $48.98. At Total Wine, it was $5.50 cheaper, but it was the new bottle. So, you know, hey, I bought it. There's a new bottle design, but it's the same product. Bottled on February 12th, 2018. So by the time I review it, it'll be over 3 years old. The company really was founded in 1824. This is not one of those marketing bull hunks. I checked the trademark on the U.S. government sources, you know, the patent office, and it was trademark 1824. No joke. So I bet that's going to be great. This is one of my favorite scotches. It says Cockhead Productions. Good to see you live, my friend. I tried the 10-year and it's awesome too. Oh, so you like the Glenlivet 12 or are you talking about the Founders Reserve? All right, so let me put that back in the wrapping because it's going to be, I would say, at least a year before I get to it. Is it worth $50? Oh, I'm sorry, $49. I don't know about that, but that's what it was. Had a little bit of money left over, and I know my budget is looking good this month, so I've been kind of cool on the budget, so it's going to work. All right, so I've never heard anything bad about Glenlivet, honestly, in my life. Oh, the Founders Reserve. Okay, so I'm going to do Founders Reserve first. Sensible, right? Since it's the lowest of their offerings. And then I'm going to do the 12, and then I'm going to do the 18. Oh, I'm sorry, the 14 and the 18 and the it's going to keep going up. All right, so that's what I did. And then I got the Samuel Adams Jocko Pumpkin Ale, which I've heard terrible things about, but I'll be willing to try it. Might not be as bad as people say. Usually isn't. I did the Parish Envie this morning to be posted down the road. That was a fabulous product. 95 out of 100. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to let you watch the video, but it's great. Awesome. Envie Pale Ale. Oh, what a product. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. So I'll see y'all in a couple of days live on a Saturday morning at Dawn Busters, God willing. Thank you. You too. Take care.